Hey everybody, I've been giving this a lot of thought and I want to share this thought with you. Now, if anyone says this is political, I will hoof you in the front butt. Yes, this is about politics, but once again, I'm not taking sides in any way. As I've said a million times before, I am not for any party. I am for the American people, the workers, the regular Joe and Janes who need the government working for them. So here's the deal. Do you really want to start changing this country so it truly works for the people? Then first thing we need to do is stop the fighting between us. There is no Republican team or Democrat team. We are all on the same team. It's called being an American. In a foxhole, no one cares who you voted for. A firefighter doesn't care who lives in a house that's on fire. The police will respond to a bank robbery regardless of anything else. The emergency room doctor is going to try to help you no matter who you are. The point is, nothing will be accomplished if we are divided. So, here's my point. Let's start doing all the things we all agree on. Most people in this country actually agree on a lot of issues when you get right down to it. And so this might be a really good way to help stop making our country even greater. Let's agree on what we agree on and make changes we all want right now. Here is the first issue we all need to get behind. Ready? Term limits. The overwhelming majority of Republicans and Democrats and independents in the United States want term limits. This is a perfect example of an issue where almost all the citizens want something done, and then elected politicians who are supposed to be working of, by, and for the people won't do it. Now think about that for a minute. The overwhelming majority of Americans want term limits, but the politicians won't do what we want. Anyone see a problem with that? By the way, the founding fathers certainly weren't perfect, but their intent for elected politicians was for them to come to Washington, work hard for the people, and then leave once their term was over and go back and serve their communities as members of their communities. They did not want a king. They did not want the politicians to stay in office and make it a career. Let's get that straight. So, what do? We need to start a national effort now that forces every single person running for any elected office to sign the same agreement, a contract with the people who voted for them. These elected people must vote term limits once they take office. It's almost literally that simple. If all the constituents in the local, city, and federal level force these people to sign an agreement, then the elected officials will be legally bound to the terms of the agreement. Then if the Congress and Senate won't bring term limits up on day one that they take office and vote yay, then they are in breach of a contract with the people and will be prosecuted for being in breach of a valid contract. The politicians who don't do this will instantly be proven to be liars, and they will be removed from office and prosecuted. This is how we, the people, can start to take back control of our government and make them work for us. And by the way, please, enough of this bullshit with the lifetime appointment to the Supreme Court. Who gets a job for life? Who? How about a justice gets, let's say, 8 years, and then they have to move on, and other new justices are appointed by whoever is in office at that time? The president has to get out after 2 terms, so why not Supreme Court justices? But Supreme Court justices just get appointed, and that's that. Forever? No, that's not how anything should work. The people elect politicians, and the politicians appoint the judge. So we aren't being represented. If someone on the Supreme Court was put there 40 years ago, and the people want change now. This is bullshit, and it has to be called out as well. If we, the people, are going to make this country do the things we, the people, want, we must have term limits. And the only way To do that is to make every politician running for office sign an agreement with the people that if they win, then they have to vote for term limits. Clearly, it isn't working the way we do it now, where these jerk-offs get elected and stay in office until they have to wear diapers and put their steaks in a blender. And it's obvious why they don't want term limits for themselves. It's called the nuts running the nut house. Enough is enough. We can make change, good change. We, the people, need to stop bending over backwards now. Our country was formed as a government by, of, and for the people. It's time now for all of us to finally come together on the issues we all can agree with and do this once and for all and start to put this country back on the right track. And that's that. Just think about it. We can do this. It's a great start. It's an important start. God bless America. It's time for term limits. It just is.